Hello friends, old and new. Welcome to my channel and today's talk. Well, I have gone from obese to overweight yet again. I don't know what the title's going to be. Obese to overweight, back and forth, again and again. I don't know. But definitely through keto. And like I said in the last video, when I was talking about keto doctors I trust, some of them are actually carnivore doctors, but I'm using the term keto because that is a more searched for term on YouTube analytics. So that will help things grow faster. So when I say keto, know that I'm talking about any branch of low carb healthy fat. And officially the last 2 or 3 days I have been under a BMI of 30, which means I have dropped down into the overweight category from the obese category. I know I actually made a video on that months ago, but this past 6 months of moving, giving up my job, well, I guess 8 months since I gave up my job and was packing and moving. Yeah, the 20th of this month was 8 months. I think today is the 28th of June. So that's 6 months. I'm sorry, 8 months and 4 days since I gave up my job with the police department. And I was probably overweight at that time. And I'm sorry, obese at that time. I might have been overweight, but this traveling and visiting with mom and dad and all that have added on a few pounds. And I have dropped most of it. And going to the beach, you know, I was eating, what was I eating in the car? Something I wasn't supposed to be eating. Werther's, maybe. In fact, I had a call from my health coach with Virta today, and I just sent her a text that, oh, the one thing I forgot to ask you was, are there any Virta, V-I-R-T-A, Virta-friendly cough drops? I've been using Werther's caramels, and I know they're not helping my HbA1c or my blood glucose or my insulin. I did get my results from the lab. I'm going to talk about those in another video, because I've got to talk about sugar first. And I've been doing a little bit of an experiment since I've learned a little bit more about sugar, using consuming a little more glucose. You know, I pretty much cut out fructose earlier, but that's what I'm going to talk about in the series. And I think I'm going to call the series something along the lines of, is a calorie, question mark, or are all calories created equal, question mark. Because I think over the course of the 4 or 5 videos, however many it works out to be, I'm going to prove to you that even within the family of sugar, all calories are not created equal. So how have I gone from how have I gone from obese to overweight on keto? Well, you cut out the carbs, which lower your glucose, your intake of sugar. Therefore, you make less glycogen. Therefore, your insulin goes up less, or it becomes stable. And insulin is the hormone that tells your body to store fat, convert sugar into fat. This is one thing I'll bring up in the sugar videos, but the doctor I've been watching said, you know, we've been lied to with these low-fat diets that we've been on for decades. And after I show you what sugar does after you consume it, you will find that sugar actually turns to fat. Therefore, on a low-fat diet where they're adding sugar so you can eat the cardboard that's low-fat, or the cardboard tasting stuff, but it's actually causing your body to create fat. So his hypothesis was that a low-fat diet is actually a high-fat diet. And all you got to do is look around and see people that have eaten a low fat for 20 years are not skinny. I won't call them fat, but they're definitely not skinny. So anyway, I have, as you know, if you follow this for any length of time, I started with the Virta, and I always spell it out because this artificial intelligence wants to put an E in it. It's V-I-R-T-A, health, which was through my insurance at work. And somehow, they still have me on it, even though I haven't had that Cobra insurance, I think, for 3 or 4 months now. They'll eventually drop me, but I am still taking advantage of whatever they want to give me. And my coach is kind of encouraging me to just keep doing what I'm doing. But anyway, that is a program designed to get you from obese down to a healthy weight, but mainly to keep your blood sugar low enough that you don't become pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetic, I think, is 6.3 on the HbA1c scale, HbA1c, and I've never been over a 5.6, which is at the top of normal. I was either 5.5 or 5.6 when I started, so by cutting out the sugar, I've been able to go from obese to overweight. From the first hole on my belt to the third hole on my belt, which I guess is a 2-inch loss around my waist, which going from obese to overweight and getting my blood pressure under control also knocked out 2 of the things that were probably keeping me in metabolic, what do they call it? Metabolic syndrome. I was going to say metabolic resistance, but that's insulin resistance. Metabolic syndrome. I'm getting all the words confused. It's been one of those days. So anyway, I did have another video in the past where I said I was out of metabolic syndrome, and Dr. Mabry's words ring true. Chip, if you keep eating, if you keep adding carbs back in, if you keep going to your parents for dessert, whatever word you want to use, he said if you have carb creep, basically, you will get the disease back. And he was true. You can, I don't know that you can ever cure metabolic syndrome, but you can definitely put it in remission. But if you stop doing what puts you in remission, then it will take off again. So anyway, let's just celebrate that I've gone from obese to overweight. And let's see how long I can keep it. Even today, my weight was a little bit lower than yesterday. So that's good. It's going in the right direction. I don't remember the exact reading, but I know it was lower than yesterday. And yesterday I was below the number that would qualify me to be obese on the BMI scale. I think it was, what's today, Tuesday? I think maybe Sunday I had bumped back into obese. So I had planned this after the last video. So in the last 3 or 4 days, I've gone from overweight to obese to overweight. How many of you, comment below if you've ever had your weight bounce. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 pounds a day and you didn't do anything different. That's not your fault. Once I get into the videos on sugar, you'll see why. So please stick around and follow me. This is getting to be almost like 8 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off because how many times can I say, yay, I went from obese to overweight. Thanks for being along for the ride, and I hope you're having success on your journey also. Give me a comment down below on what kind of successes you're seeing. And let's talk about sugar in the next video. I think I've finally got all the words right that you'll be able to understand. Because those videos I watched were extremely technical. This cycle and that cycle, and it converts to this, and then this enzyme comes in, and oh my gosh. Is my hair gray again yet? I guess that goes gray as often as I go obese. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye.